So how you doing? Are the winds of shit blowing out there on you? Trailer Park Boys reference if you don't know. It's Saturday night in Elmira. Doing our thing as usual. Instead of being out at the bar with all the wonderful talent in this fucking town, we decided to try to do something constructive. Maybe go on a rant we haven't covered yet. Who knows? We went pretty deep in that last episode. I regret nothing though. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. But I'm here with Brad as usual.
Howdy folks, how we doing tonight? Or this morning or whatever happens. Daytime, nighttime it may happen to be in your part of the woods.
It's been tense couple days for different reasons for a bunch of us. Things going one way when you thought they were going to go another. That ever happened to you people? You think you got it nailed down and then life just up and gives you the middle finger. Well, you know, I'm here to tell you I just give life the finger back. It doesn't matter.
Make a dartboard out of that shit and give your son a Nerf gun. Or yourself. Works wonders. I'd go into detail, but it's nobody's business. But letters that you don't want to read make great targets.
They just make you feel better. You got to take out your aggression on something, right? You can't just keep it pent up. But you also need to take a breath. And if you get some bad news and you're sitting there consumed by it, take a deep breath, put it on the back burner for the rest of the night, and go let off steam. If you have a few beers, if you do whatever you do, go do that. Go to sleep. Wake up. I promise the problem will still be there in the morning, and at least you'll have a little bit more of a clear head. If you react right away, it's probably not going to be the best decision making you've ever committed to. So
I agree 100%. Yep. And again, you know, I don't think you're claiming that it's easy to obtain such skills, but they're certainly obtainable. You just like anything, you have to use that muscle in your brain and realize the things you can and cannot control and take shit as it comes. And it sounds so fucking cliche, and I know we say that a lot on here, but we're stuck with this fucked up language of ours, and so we're going to utilize it the best we possibly can. But with that being said, folks, you know, take things as they come, because to dwell in the past is just futile. To try to prospect in the future again is just not in our reach. So take what you got right in front of you, and I really recommend making the most of it, because this is it as far as I know. I haven't, unless one of you fuckers out there knows something I don't know, this is the trip. So if you ain't tripping, you're already dead.
listen, the shit hawks are out there waiting and praying I stumble and fall and they'll strike on me. There are forces out there that would prefer I not succeed, and I think that's true to anybody. If you don't have that, they're in your blind spot and you really should fucking worry. But you need to know what is going to try to hold you back or sidetrack you or blindside you or what could be an issue. And that's not to say get lost in the worst case scenario, doomsday scenarios for whatever the situation you're contemplating may be. It just means at least run it through your brain once, so if it happens, it's not like an instant shock effect and you're a deer in headlights. Make sure you're at least aware of what could be, and then act accordingly. You won't panic. You know, if something doesn't go your way, don't immediately freak out. It doesn't help anything. You need to just sort of sidestep the bullshit, do what you gotta do, and you take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes you gotta take a bite of that shit sandwich. It ain't fair, it ain't right, but it's just what you do. If you're in legal trouble and schmoozing with the cops, it'll lessen your charge because you could just tell them the truth about, I don't know, let's say you committed credit card fraud, and you admit that you did the charges and you have the money to pay it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to sit there and go, fuck the police, I ain't doing shit, da-da-da-da. And when it comes down to your freedom and shit, don't fuck around. It's stupid. Now, if you were making good life choices, you would have never been in that position anyway. But sometimes some of us make mistakes, people. It's part of life. And sometimes you get so apathetic, you do something outrageous. It's dangerous, and I feel that wave roll up in me every now and then. That evil fucking, fuck it, I could justify it. I have rationalizations out the ass. I'm good at telling stories too, but you know what? Don't do it. It's not worth it. It'll fuck you over. Every time.
Well, when I was about 5, my dear deceased aunt, now deceased, Aunt Diana, gave me a book, and it was called Nobody's Perfect. And the word perfect was spelled P-E-R-F-E-K-T. And it was a book about a little boy that wasn't perfect. Moral of the story is, nobody fucking is. And if you claim you are, that's your perfection right there. That's one, at least.
I was raised in an authoritarian household, like it was a dictatorship, Hitler style. And you always feared trouble. Getting in trouble, I'm gonna get in trouble. And then you realize as you got older that translated into life. You're like, oh, I don't want to do nothing to be out of line, to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble at school. I don't want to get in trouble with the cops, stuff. So that did benefit me for a way, but then it like will translate into other areas where you're like not willing to take risks to advance your life or be who you are. So it's something you got to shake off too. You got to realize it's a limitation. But that's just my style where I came from. It was definitely makes you unsure of yourself when you're in new territory. It takes me more of a minute to get comfortable and feel like I'm in my shoes and ready to do it. Them first 3 or 4 times though, probably gonna be a little nerve-wracking and I'm gonna be on edge. Whenever like I start a new job, it's always that way. I'm always on edge because I don't know who to trust, what's going on, what's the social story there, how does management actually work. And as I see these things unfold, then I make a decision. I don't just brazenly go in and be like, bam, I'm here, deal with me, motherfuckers. No, I infiltrate that bitch and lock up my security. Because nobody is looking out for you in this country. That's America's ethic. It's all about looking out and being industrious and being business savvy. And business savvy means fuck the other person, make your money. And it always comes down to that. And you can dress it up in drama situations or personal attacks or however you want to fucking sugarcoat that shit. It doesn't matter. It's the same fucking thing and you're retarded for doing it. Sorry. I went pretty deep on that one. And you know, if you're going to ask me to do something, you can save me by filling the dead air over there, jackass.
I don't know who he's referring to be honest with you folks. No. I'm quite relaxed today. I had a rough couple of days. As Cody mentioned on the last cast, we had a loss in our Gush's family, and for those who don't know and are finding out right now, I apologize, but Shorty passed away, and it is a pretty big kick to the nuts. I've known that gentleman most of my life, and he was a happy person, and always happy to see people, and lived a happy life as far as I could tell. So I'm taking a little bit of a hit on it because, of course, it's a loss, but I'm also rejoicing that someone I love is now, in my belief, on to some other form of journey or energy or what have you. With that,
yeah, we've both established we don't believe death's real.
If I do leave some dead airspace, it's got a lot on the old brain plate, but, I'm here. I'm happy to be
here. The entire perception of reality is based on, like, smoke and mirrors and illusions. I mean, like, we don't even see in 3D. Our brain sees colors and textures and, like, constructs the 3D vision you see. Like, this room is 3D, this desk is 3-dimensional and shit. But you don't actually see that raw content. It gets interpreted and processed at such a fast rate. The fact that that's what reality is, we're basing shit off that is now common knowledge in how we function, and that's not in the public narrative. No, you're still talking about back-assward social issues.
Yeah.
When you should be talking about these kinds of things because it leads to the systemic change in how you define how you conduct yourself in, like said, reality. Because reality is nothing like has been ever written before, and we have done nothing to redo the story or anything. But keep arguing about your Constitution, your Bible, your Quran, whatever. You want to chop my head off, you're a fucking Muslim. You're an asshole for wanting to do it. I'm not being a douche. I'm just saying, quit fucking up the planet. Quit killing people. Quit beating people. Quit inflicting pain. How do you even counter argue what I just said? You're just a child. You're a child that wants to get his way, and it's bullshit. That's not fair to anybody. Things are hard enough without somebody else physically imposing a will on you. It's such bullshit. And I'm spoiled American and I'm whining, but I don't care. Because of where I live, I have the right to fucking say this, for now at least, until I got people marching on the street with batons whipping ass and shit. But that day hasn't come yet, so till then, everybody needs to grow the fuck up a little bit. I'm like angry ranty.
No, man, I feel you 100%. It's just a damn shame when, I try my best to be the kind of parent who is not a do as I say, not as I do. I try to live by my own actions and let them speak loud towards my offspring. With that being said, I just think it's horrific to me that as I try to teach my own offspring values, I'm caught up in a system where we reward people who have fucked us over financially and with our well-being.
On every level possible.
On most levels.
They succubus style your life.
Yes.
They siphon off you. They feed off you like fucking vampires through different outlets and different charges and different taxes and different costs of living. They run off of human consumption.
So if you
like
will,
I said, it's fucking sickening.
So if you will, just for a moment, imagine a scenario where food, shelter, and medical attention was just a given, because it's basically all around us.
Yep.
We have the scientific awareness.
Yep.
We have evolved to this point that if we have that capacity to basically feed, clothe, and house and medicate but give medical attention to anyone who may need or not need it, we are, as you said, we are like little children in our 20s, all America, got this reason and that reason. Well, you know what? It's a fucking facade, and now I'm pissed too, because
you're fucking our lives up. You know what I mean? Like, you're making my shit worse. For what reason?
And then,
I've never done anything to you, but because of your rah-rah bullshit, we gotta have different things get passed to make it worse. It's stupid.
Well, let me spare you the future shootings of somebody's fucking argument, and that would be, if it weren't for and so forth, then we wouldn't have to have these sort of orders and rules and regulations. But I remember my point now. I apologize. The facade has been sold, but underneath this really magical thing they presented for you is a small portion of people who own and operate the majority of what you see before you. Therefore, if life and the meaning of life is for your perception and for your goal towards a happy, heavenly type quote-unquote place, the powers at hand, I'm sorry, have grown accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and they don't want to change that lifestyle at all. They have a lot of people in their back pocket. They're happy about it. The people in their pockets are happy about it. Everyone's watching each other's fucking backs. Everyone's watching each other's backs. And in the meanwhile, while you're going to get a shit minimum wage payment, you're basically working just to eat, sleep, and shit. Where's the life part? Where's the fucking fun? Where's the...
As mad as I am at that power structure and those elite in charge, it's nowhere near as fucking pissed off as I am as my common man for not getting up and being like, I demand more than this mediocre, awful fucking existence. This isn't working for me. Why? I'm a human being, god damn it, and I deserve better. Like, why do you deserve less? Classism has hypnotized you if you believe anything else. Yeah. It's not socialism. It's not an ism. It's just living. It's a right to live. You're not asked to be born. Like, if you're born in, then, you know, you should have fucking a place to live, clothes, food, access to the internet for information, free energy. It should be a given. You shouldn't have to fret and try to survive and possibly die because that's some social Darwinism bullshit we've adopted to justify letting the poor die, because it creates a power structure where people can manipulate the direction of society. So if everything in history has always suggested somebody was trying to conquer the world, who's to say that it ever stopped and it hasn't already happened? And that the power structure is generated from the United States at this point, because we basically colonized the world militarily, like whatever. We have like over 100-some fucking bases in different countries and shit. It's insanity. I don't care if I don't know like the specific statistics. I know it's an outrageous number. That's all that should even matter. Because if you want to nitpick the number and then argue with me, you're still hooked on the illusion. I'm not going to be able to engage in any kind of meaningful conversation with you whatsoever because you refuse to be objective whatsoever.
That's where I get hung up as well. I'm no master historian, but I've taken enough college courses on history at this point, and enough, obviously, high school history in itself, to have it revealed in our very own schools, academia, of our atrocities in the past, and yet we still, as a quote-unquote herd, generally believe the words coming out of the people who run the gamut, so to speak, or run the system, if you will. And for me, I can't believe that even after, like,
no, people only socially claim
the documented history
I'm
books,
sure there's a small minority that
and even after the recent history we just talked about last time. I mean, look at the Bush crisis in general. I just call it a crisis because that's what it fucking was. It was, and it still, in my opinion, is an unresolved crisis. That man, his family, fucked our fucking shit up, and all of his friends fucked it up with him. And you know what? We're suffering. We're left with the baggage. And we're the common man and woman saying, enough is a fucking enough, man.
We have a currency in place that has leveraged us towards the debt because the entire currency functions on debt because it's fractional reserve banking, which means it comes from a private institution and our government gives bonds to them to buy money, and there's interest owed on that money. And even if we took all the money in circulation and paid it back, it wouldn't be enough because we'd still owe the interest. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Yep.
And it's fucking retarded.
And it's sad because it's actually provable and true.
It's fact.
In fact, and really, really sad that that's our country.
It's a promissory note, not a treasury note.
And
There's
it's
a difference.
no wonder. Yeah, it's no wonder with anyone in with an education in another region of our world, our beautiful planet. It doesn't surprise me one bit that they would laugh at the American, ha ha ha. Look at the stupid American, you know. Yeah, we, if you look at our fucking history, man, I'm sorry. We've made some fucked up moves, we've done some fucked up shit, and we're still fucking up the fucking world.
We are the most ballsy, though, as far as individuals.
We're like the kid on the block.
But no, I can't say that, because there's places in Europe where there's crazy thinkers, and I'm sure there's amazing intellectuals in Europe. I shouldn't say that. I just want to talk to more interesting people. I'm not a hater. If you have interesting ideas, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, and it's not too bad. I should retract. I don't want to lump America and offend anybody who has intellect.
Yeah.
Or any foresight, or any reason, or any kind of cognitive awareness of themselves where they are relative to their world. I don't want to offend anybody. All I want to do is kind of shake up maybe somebody who's not quite awake, and perhaps have them dig a little bit deeper and just look a little bit farther.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. Okay.
Down the rabbit hole.
If we know that government always takes
there's more for you there.
all the field. Think about this.
You have to believe it.
Government and the power structure always takes whatever discoveries are made and incorporates it as information. Like, so scientific discoveries, shit like that. So you're telling me that with the development of things like psychiatry and psychology and sociology, that through that they didn't figure out a way to mentally manipulate and place a system in that puts a stress and a burden on you, perpetually keeping you down and obedient and plugged in and producing. They made you a cog through a mental prison you don't realize exists. And that sounds so like Philip K. Dickish. It sounds crazy talk. But I think there might be varying degrees of the Matrix for real. Like, I believe on a base functional level, there's a society one, what you go through every day, your job, and how you view things traditionally, and how you just kind of move forward without questioning why you're moving forward or what the fuck's the point of moving forward, because you're just a fucking weak bitch. But you know, you like how I slung an insult there at the end. It's because I'm a little bitter towards certain people, because I know they know. I can see it in their fucking eyes. I can see when I talk about it how there's that part of them that always nags them too. They just won't fucking come to terms with it. I see that person in certain people, and it's like I want to reach in and yank it out and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Come on, man. I'm presenting you a fucking perfect window to do what feels like the right thing. And you're just going to sit there and go, nope, I'm terrified. And I got so down a side tangent that I lost where I was going with it originally. But
glad of that. It's all good, man. Sometimes it's nice to leave people on a cliffhanger because they can go, and have a moment to themselves to digest a lot of that shit.
Yeah, I'm just slinging insanity at you as fast as I can. But really, what's to validate information and thought and like its integrity in anything? The way we judge stuff, if you really objectively analyze the educational academic system and how textbooks are printed from like 3 fucking companies, and it's really fucked up. And the educational system itself is, and how they're cutting certain funding to like liberal arts programs now, where like stuff like philosophy and stuff is not going to be offered anymore. Dude, they're phasing out anything that makes you fucking think. And then they try to advertise liberal arts, and the general rumor is it's like, oh, this isn't good to get a job. It won't do anything for you. You shouldn't take this. You should go to school for business or accounting or... Oh my God, how do you guys not see it? Even when we have professors and they're like screaming, fire! Like this like Titanic, and they're like, iceberg, get out ahead. Why the fuck are you people just dancing still? Yeah. What the fuck? You know, and...
Well, that's what I'd like to share for a minute real quick with you guys. I did get that column in the college paper, and it got printed. It was about Dr. V, and I may have mentioned before, the next column is going to be on Cody and Slander podcast. I'm very happy
to
say.
I talked about it in the last one. I was by myself.
Yeah.
All zoned out and shit.
Yeah, well, I got the thumbs up back from the editor, and the point I want to get at here is, on Cody's last rant here just a second ago, is fucking... All that being said, I feel like we are infiltrating from the inside out almost. Like, yes, it's a college paper, yippity-doo-dah-fucking-a. Yes, this is just another podcast, and I don't mean that in any disrespect to my buddy here. I'm rooting fucking full. I'm rooting fucking thumbs up all the way. I don't have a big head whatsoever. I love this shit. But the point I'm getting at here is, yeah, we've sat around in this studio and bitched and talked about this kind of shit for probably the last 2 solid years. And talked about doing this podcast sort of thing. It's Cody's idea, and I fucking commend him for it. But I guess with everything Cody just got through saying, all you can do is bitch until you can't stand the sound of your own bitching, and then broadcast that shit. And that will, for me, that's why I love being a part of this Slander podcast, because fuck it, I can go to bed tonight thinking, you know what?
I will rage against the dying light. I will not go quietly, people.
Thank you.
I will die with dignity. I will go down swinging.
Shit. And I may fucking make a fool of myself at various times, verbally. But you know what? It's worth the fucking risk, as far as I'm concerned, to have an outlet like the college paper or the Slander podcast or our buddies on Awesome Talk you know.
Listen, if
I
my
mean-
only option at some point in my life is to dive on the grenade, I'll tactfully do that when it counts and I need to. Listen, I'm prepared for whatever outcome is coming my way. It's fine. But till then, I'm gonna stay dancing, try to keep them guessing, and never take me alive. Fuck it. Like, I believe in that Camus philosophical defiance sort of philosophy. It's where it's like, no, I do not accept what is around me. I demand better, because that's what the essential notion of progress is because of your will, you can advance pre-existing stuff to the next level, or maybe take it to a level where it's not even the same fucking thing anymore, but because of some extrapolated side effect concept, you are able to figure out the key component in this other thing. Dude, the universe is insane. It's fractal. It just keeps expanding and expanding. So the open defiance part of you is a natural urge, and that's my personal belief. I'm not saying that's fact. I'm not saying that's what it is. But if you look at that objectively, it's a healthy viewpoint to have. It means it gives you a sense of purpose. You feel connected, and you feel like you're resonating with the right frequency. So you kind of do have a general everyday happiness. But it's a happiness you work for. It's not free. It's not enlightenment. It's not one day you wake up and smile and everything's fine. No, you need to somehow put your life in context, move it forward, accomplish said things that you find important, and you'll feel good and hang your hat on it at the end of the day. And that's the only thing that does translate from the work ethic of this society we have. But it's not work what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, you'll do it gladly. I work on this thing with passion. Up all night, listen to music, smoking cigarettes like an old writer hacking at a typewriter at 4 a.m. kind of thing. Doing my thing, getting it done, and I go to bed with a smile. Like, that felt good. So there's a difference between me doing that and you getting up tomorrow morning and going to the gas station and getting shit from people buying lotto tickets and shit and buying cigarettes, and then you ID somebody and they give you a bag of shit. And if you're from Elmira, that can be dangerous because fucking real motherfuckers come up in stores sometimes. But I just saying, I get it, people. I'm not elitist. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not trying to pretend to be what I'm not. I just am what I am, a weird fucking mutation because of this godforsaken place of a town.
Well, I think the context and the environment can certainly be all switched around the equation, but for me personally, I think of the analogy with the rock and the hill, and all the effort putting forth in almost a lifetime, it seems, to roll that fucking rock up that fucking hill, just to watch that fucker come back rolling back down to the bottom and have to start all over again. Well, I might do that once. I might even do that twice. But I'll be fucking damned by the third time I start rolling that son of a bitch and rock up the hill just to see it come back to where it was in the beginning. I'm gonna start having some fun with that fucking rock on the way up the hill. I'm gonna kick it left.
I'm the guy
that I'm gonna dance on
watches
it.
the rock
I'm gonna fucking draw on it. I'm gonna make something of it. By the time I'm done with that rock, it's gonna be my fucking rock.
I'm the guy that watches the rock roll down the hill and looks at the top of the hill, and just keeps walking. Just fucks up over the hill and goes, fuck it, why was I ever pushing that rock anyway? It's fucking stupid. Then I find the next rock and I push that one, and then it does the same thing, and then it's like, oh.
But if you were,
and it's like, one day I'll get one of them that'll work. They're all their own rocks.
If you were truly shackled in some way to said hill, though, that makes the analogy that much more juicy, because you don't really have that option. You can either continue to roll the rock up and down the hill, or you don't really have another option. That's kind of life. You can keep rolling that fucking rock. It's not going to stop. You're going to have to keep pushing.
Life is like the first Rocky movie. You're never going to win, but go to 15 rounds. Go to 15 rounds so you can look it in the eye and be like, I gave you one hell of a run, didn't I? It's like, I want to be able to say that to whatever this is for me, this experience, and be like, listen, with what I was working with, it could have been way worse. And that could just be a rationalization in my head because I'm a monkey, weak-brained bitch. But just to really intellectually on a deeper level be able to go, I went down like George Clooney did in that movie Perfect Storm, where he just floors into that huge tidal wave. I want to be that guy. To have the balls to be like, I'm never going to stop even when it's like, holy shit, look at this tidal wave coming at me. And it's like, fuck you, I'm still not going down. And if it gets me, it gets me. Best man win. Best whatever win. That's fine. But I'm not competitive. That's not the point. I'm just saying my general attitude of not giving in to lethargy and depression and apathy and doing nothing with my life. That's the battle I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about getting in a fist fight with someone or protecting your beliefs. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about staying centered and logical, and it is a mental war to stay there when you're first starting to think like that, because all your instincts are going to try to pull you back to previous thinking. Right. You'll slip right back into it if you're not careful.
Let's say you're sitting in a movie theater, folks, or you're at a movie theater. You have two choices. You can take a seat and you can watch the movie and perhaps enjoy yourself. Or for some of us, get the fuck up out your seat, go up to the stage and become part of the fucking movie. Because for me, that's the cat's ass, as my generation would say, or perhaps my father's. That's the cat's ass, man. Fucking, I want to be in the movie. I am the movie. I want my life to be like an epic. I don't want to settle for watching it pass by and say, yeah, you heard about Joe went to yeah, you heard Sue traveled up to, well, John just got his book published. I don't want to fucking I do want to hear about those things. I want my friends to be successful. And
I want my name to be the one being said. But like Cody just got his shit put on TV or whatever, you know?
Exactly. And it's not an ego trip. It's just a matter of, there's nothing wrong with, in my opinion, because I'm more of like, let live, I think. If you want to sit and watch us folks who like to meddle with life and make it weird and fuck with it and like fuck with the colors and shit and the TV knobs.
I want to participate in things that contribute to the enjoyment of life.
Get back and be that person.
I'm for positive.
Yo, man, I'm just not that. I am like wanting to fuck with the knobs on the TV, the contrast.
You want to be part of a moment with people. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's what art does, or like creativity,
but I want
or
more
creative projects.
Yeah, like they can do that.
Yeah, I mean, but like when you're at a show and you hit that right frequency and you know you're right with the crowd and it's fucking killing.
Yeah.
There's something to that, dude.
Oh, it is, and I don't want to take anything away from the spectator, especially because.
I know, you're part of a moment as the crowd spectator too. You're part of a live environment. That's what I go there. I'm not dead yet. I want to be in that crowd because it's fucking electric.
Yeah. If I was up on a stage in front of, I don't care. I can be up on stage in front of one person, have a great show, but that's the point. That's the energy, man. We need you. You need us. It needs each other. The whole entertainment industry, from comedy to fucking music to movies to everything else, I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship between the spectator and the player. And all I guess I want to wrap that rant on is just like, I like to push for more players. If it's not in your blood, that's fine. But if I see it in you and even a glimmer, like my buddy Dean that plays guitar for Chemical Halo, or Cody who's doing the podcast and comedy. Or I have other friends who are, doing books and being, published and stuff.
Get charged for that.
I get a high. I see my friends happier. I see them actually doing something more than just, well, I got my check.
You're not in a sea of dead zombie fuckers.
Yeah. And so all I'm trying to do without sounding preachy is like, man, if you got any kind of aspiration, please motherfucking go for it. Hath no fear. Those pills, that shit, this stuff, all these excuses you have for stopping yourself for something you truly feel in your heart, damn it to fucking hell, I swear to God. And take that for what it's worth, please.
Yo, if somebody's out there listening, if you could somehow pull off being the first person to be on shrooms and look at the earth from space, that should totally be somebody's goal.
Why not?
Dude, you could write a book.
There you go. Instant idea.
I just gave somebody like a script for their life.
Yep, there you go, man. Free one. That was a freebie.
That would fucking freak you would freak out, dude. It would be amazing. I'd do it. If there's like commercial space travel someday, I'll be on like shrooms looking at the earth. Without a doubt, I'll push my I push my mental capacity to that. You know what I mean? I'll take a psychedelic and sit in a chair with headphones on, feet off the ground, letting the bass run to the toes and lose my fucking mind for 3 hours and go down the rabbit hole and then at a certain point decide to put my feet back on the ground, get up and take a piss and be fine. You wanna know why? It's like a muscle you train. You gotta know how to go deep. You gotta know it'll do you wonders for social situations because you'll know exactly where you are on the fucking scale, like at what rate you're consuming and what you're doing. And then if certain variables pop up, you'll either know to jump on it or stay the fuck away from it. Functionality, people.
I was gonna ask you about this, and I might as well now. I keep seeing these ads for Luminosity.com, which is one of these smart channels basically on the internet where you can go and do training for the mind.
Yeah.
And like,
we're not sponsored by Luminosity.
Yeah, we're not. And
sponsored by dog shit.
Sponsored by nobody.
Like fourth one, third or fourth one.
Looking for sponsorship.
Then I'll probably get in trouble for having music.
Or guys. Anyway, the point is, I just want to ask you, like, how do you feel about that? Because when I think we both agree advertising just makes us both have our skin crawl. But at the same time, that's advertising I almost feel like I can get behind. Like, the commercials seem legit and friendly, and it's
free.
Is it free?
It's free.
Well? As far as you know, it's free.
No, it's completely free.
It's free. That's even better.
They just ask you to enter things so they can know how you heard about it. All it is like games for cognitive function.
Yeah.
Like match memory games. Like shit you used to play as a kid anyway. We used to play those kind of weird games anyway.
Right.
It's the same thing. I mean, I don't disapprove of it. If you want to do it, do it.
But
probably make you cognitively sharper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like you'd be able to process certain styles of thinking quicker because that's what that's doing.
Right.
If you have the intelligence to put that in context anyway.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not gonna make you wicked smart.
Maybe I wouldn't be such a grumpy old fuck if when I turned on my television, in between, you
weren't watching soul-numbing
I wasn't
intelligence.
Seeing by extends,
by just
this,
slowly shoving a rusty spoon through your heart.
This may cause anal bleeding.
Hey,
this may cause fucking eye
television.
loss. This may cause that. I'd rather see a commercial that says, come to a website where you can exercise your mind. You can become more cognitively aware of your surroundings, become a better person, become smarter. That's a society I want to get behind. Like, fucking knowledge, man. Everything's about looks and money and bullshit stuff. And you know what? I'd much rather see us try to foster some brains behind this brawn.
If I was a gambling man, I'd have my money on everything collapsing for it to go away, which it's gonna. People, you can disagree with my views and what I'm saying, but it doesn't matter because I'll be right in the end. Because the way the pyramid scheme works is eventually it flatlines and dies. It reaches its theoretical limit and it's too big and it implodes because certain styles of this capitalistic system have turned into self-devour and consume themselves and be like, it's gross. It feeds on itself until it dies. It's parasitic as shit.
And I think
so that means that the whole system's just painted down. It's all about the cash flow, perpetuate markets, and that's where the money's really being made. Nothing's being produced. It's really fucked.
Yeah,
it's really fucked.
It is. And I think that's why, like, the last 5 or 6 generations, and I think I'm being pretty liberal when I say that, but 5 or 6 generations of what we've been kind of pushed towards, what direction or whatever we've kind of decided as a man being, whatever that we are in our evolutionary period, is just kind of like. I mean, I understand why the generation is the way it is, and I have almost this empathy for the apathy. You know what I mean? I have empathy for their apathy. Like,
I indulge in apathy all the time. It gets me through a lot of days.
And I did any research at all at 18 to find out what the world was.
Just can't get stuck in it.
Yeah, exactly. But the point
it's gonna be there no matter what. No matter what I'm preaching right now, that feeling will always be there.
Yeah.
That's my point in the end is. But you got to know when to, like, enough is enough. It's just like doing a drug. It's called tolerance. It's called willpower. It's really easy to get onto a different frame of thinking if you just kind of let it take hold real quick. Next thing you know, you won't even know, but you'll be completely thinking about something else. It's just weird. Like, if you let yourself just kind of be tricked into it, it works. Mm-hmm. Just take a deep breath and be like, oh yeah, Jesus Christ, I'm going way too far with that.
Oh,
and just
there's so much to be said. But that goes back
because
to
it gets so abstract. It's just warped feeling. Now you feel like you're part of some like weird Andy Warhol version of life, and that's all fucking pretentious and I don't know. You get there, and that's ugly. That's a very ugly
collapse of it all, and the impending collapse. But I think what you want to recap with there is, although it's an obvious impending collapse, which I think just a fairly intelligent person could see coming our way, it's a necessary collapse for a new beginning, and you just accept it, and you kind of smile, and I think that's why guys like us are a little drawn towards the tongue-in-cheek part of.
Oh, I love it. I fucking love it.
That's why
I have a good sense of humor, though. But I love shit talking, and that's done in eloquent ways. Where it's not overtly aimed at individuals, but like a certain tongue-in-cheekness that just mocks stupidity that's like in its mass general form is amazing. Certain bands, stuff like that.
Satire is all you have
it's fucking
left.
amazing.
You're like, if it sounds satirical.
If I didn't have that, I wouldn't make it through.
Yeah, exactly. That's what gets me through. Is if I didn't have a fucking.
I'm addicted to it. That's what I'm going to do with my life. I'm addicted to it. I've chosen my addiction, and hopefully it takes me far. That's what life is. Having the balls to give in to an addiction, because it's a lifestyle. When you choose a lifestyle, it's all in or nothing. Can't be 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. That's slow suicide.
And then it's your culture, not the culture.
Yep.
And that's even better, folks, because you can say it's my culture. I'm not part of a culture. It's just my culture. And
I'm just gonna take what's already there and just mold.
I know that sounded pretentious too.
Fuck around with it.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I mean. I was talking to the guy from I was talking the other day. He goes, "We're second generation." I was like, "Exactly." So we're the ones that got to take it to the next level. We got to evolve this fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's still fresh, and especially with the nature of like the evolution of culture in this technology boom in the last like 15 years, the way we have interact socially just keeps changing at such a rapid pace that like, of course, something like this is just gonna keep getting weirder and fucking weirder and fucking weirder. You know, people will do whatever. This is not about making money. This is not a show. This is me talking to you. This is a form of it's kind of like a lecture, but it's not a lecture. It's for those times when it's like 3 a.m. and you're high as shit and you're kind of losing your mind and you wish you could talk to somebody. If you put one of these on, you feel like you're part of it because we kind of pause. We're identifiable. You can empathize. You can kind of get what the fuck we're talking about. Maybe you're alone, you got your headphones on, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, at least somebody's saying it. If I could do that for one fucking person, I did my job.
Yes, sir. Fuck yeah. And you don't have to go to church to learn that, folks. That's just called coming to the realization that when you influence other people's lives positively, your life is influenced positively. If you generate positive energy around you, positive energy will then be all around you.
Positive energy begets positive energy.
So therefore, yes, he's right. You're listening to a couple of dipshits in a box with some recording gear talking shit about shit because.
But like, no matter how much positive energy you put out, there will be sniper shots of negativity that be thrown your way.
I want to open Pandora's box. I want there to be 1,000 hits on this because I want there to be a bunch of comments and commentaries.
I just want to be able to talk to a bunch of people and be like, that'd be fucking. I would have so much fun.
To respond. Please, if something sparks you, if right now you're sitting in the comment box and you're like, this is fucking stupid, type it. Fucking have the balls to fucking type it. You know what? If you're listening and you're like, hey, this is kind of funny, do me a favor.
Yeah, but we're coming across as desperate right now.
You know what? If that sounds desperate, what I'm trying to do is not for my sake or yours. I'm trying to encourage people out there to grab the bull by the fucking horn.
Move. Breathe. Do something.
Make yourself known.
React.
For us, it's a Saturday fucking night and we're sitting here just bullshitting because it's what we like to fucking do. We got a bunch of other shit going on. If you want to hear about that, go check our links and shit. But, dude, this is it, man. We're fucking asking you, the motherfucking public, what is the fuck up? Because we got a lot of questions. We got some few answers. Probably most of them are, I don't even want to fucking guess right or wrong. Because that's subjective.
Well, especially if you're from fucking Elmira. Dude, there's nothing local here to rally around where everybody could commonly agree, like a common good of the people kind of thing. And for real, if you listen to this and you're from this fucking town, dude, jump on board. We do have a right to be like, this is fucking bullshit. And, like, things are out of control. And I'm not talking about being anti-drug or pro this and pro that. I don't want you on my team if you're like that. Just you're missing the point completely. It's a quality of life issue. And what's happened to us, we've been divided so we could be conquered. They turned us on each other to get the focus off of like what they're actually doing with all this power and influence and resources.
So we're taking what we have, which is the internet, right for now. Which, by the way, when I say for now, do some research. If
They
you
can
want
shut
to
it
help
off
us
right
out.
now if they really want to do.
There are things that can be done. Maybe it's futile, maybe it's not. But if you do give a shit, the internet is threatened on a daily basis by your government to be shut down and have you basically your life cease to a halt, because you know how much we all rely on the internet right now, let's face it. But the point is, here we are taking advantage of what tools we have left, which is this thing called the YouTube channel. We have SoundCloud, we have Facebook, we have all these social medias left for now, which, by the way, I was just reading an article today, apparently, and don't take this for verbatim because I haven't done my research, but Mark Zuckerberg apparently has signed some kind of a contract with some company, which is basically going to further endanger everyone's information on Facebook.
Honestly,
I'm not trying to be a Facebook
honestly,
hater.
yeah, I've just
We're on
accepted it.
Facebook.
I've
I
just
use
accepted
Facebook,
it.
But I've accepted it.
It's
I have
it's
nothing
way
to fucking
past
hide,
too late,
you know
dude.
what?
It's not even relevant anymore.
You want to know who the fuck I am?
Your information was
Fucking-
bought, sold,
yeah.
transcribed across
When I
all
was
kinds of
born,
shit like fucking
you're
years
fucking-
ago.
Yeah, exactly.
The minute we were all connected to a
If you have a
network.
social security number, you're already on their fucking radar anyway. Don't worry, your emails and shit, your privacy was bought and sold a long time ago, so I'm not hating
What
on
they're using
Facebook.
Facebook as is a statistical analysis of your personality and what you're
Again,
into.
with the sidetracking, we're all being sidetracked. But in
Yeah.
fact, your privacy was fucked a while ago. You're just catching on to it now. And I'm sorry to sound condescending, but it's like we're panicking now, but there's only a few of us yelling fire. The room's on fire, but there's only a couple of us going, hey, pretty soon, like, we're gonna have to, like, keep our mouths shut about stuff.
See, I didn't even stop to yell fire. I'm the guy that's out the door running. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like being the last guy to walk in the door and you see a gun come out. You got a moment there to be, I could be a man of steel with my dudes, or I could just run. Yeah, I'm gonna run. Why am I gonna run? Because I'm not dying. I'm not tethered to this system and its functionality whatsoever. I have not submitted to any of the standardized lifestyles yet. My indecision actually paid off. It's kind of funny. You know that thing I've been getting lectured for years? You need to do something? Well, thank God I didn't, because until I started really developing my mental ability to process and rationalize some of this shit out, I could have fucked myself over. But now I'm in a position where it's like, well, I'm like 26 and I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. I think I'm gonna skip some of that shit that might have happened if I had decided to do comedy at like 19. You know what I mean? I got a feeling I'm gonna sidestep some traps and pitfalls, and I know enough business savvy shit now to handle myself in different places and stuff like that. Just because of my career track record. I put 7 years on the workforce before I went back to school, people. I've been everything from a car salesman to scrubbing toilets. I've run businesses, I've done it all. And you know what? All of it sucked. I mean, selling cars is nice if you don't work for a fucking jag-off. Don't buy shit from Ferrari or Ford. Ha! I actually slandered something. That piece of shit fucking asshole that fired me from there because I was too young. Sold 2 cars for that fucker in his first week I was there. That dude had beef with me because of the way I conducted myself. Because I broke the mold on standard sales training. I was like, oh, God forbid it being effective count for anything. Selling shit and had fucking 4 or 5 prospects when I got fired. I was pissed. I was about to get paid. That dude is an asshole.
People do like to get stuck in their ways, that's for sure. Boy, I'm facing some of that shit myself, you know. I find in some of my business dealings, I'm amazed at how, and you know, I want to prefix with, I've been this guy, I just outgrew it, but the people that are out there holding shit up and they're like, kind of stuck, if you will, like in that mold, like is that unable to think outside the box, and especially if they're part of a team or part of an entertainment industry, it makes doing business very difficult if you have a link kind of grinding up the gears. And you'll have that though, but it's just fucking fear, man, and that's the sad part. I know it. It's just fear, and that's okay, because fear is scary. I've been there. I've been full of it. It's made me make horrible decisions. It's caused me to do things that I shouldn't have done, and it's all based on some preconceived notion I had of the past or the future, and it fucked me in the end. And so, you know, it's just another thing I could recommend is try to shackle that shit off yourself, shake those shackles, because it's just not fucking worth it, man. You're holding a lot of things back that could be really fucking cool for more than yourself.
I want to experience things that will seem so far fucking removed from my current predicament that it'll feel like a lifetime ago I was sitting here. And that sounds so weird to say that. But I know that I need to plug into the moment, and eventually I'll get there. That's the patience part. That's where that comes in. You just move forward with what you got, and eventually one day you'll be able to like raise that glass and toast and be like, fuck yeah. You want to know why? Because I didn't let all that bullshit get to me.
You're not living till you're ready to die. You're not living till you're ready to die.
Exactly. If you're afraid of death, you're doing it wrong. You gotta die regardless, unless some shit gets invented in our lifetime. Then immortality it is.
But again, now you're prospecting on the future, folks. Don't do that. It's bad juju. Stay with us here, right now, this moment. Not a big fan of the band, they're alright, but in this moment, that's a really great statement. In this moment. Stay in the moment.
Fucking hates her. She's so hot.
Oh, she is fucking hot.
I'm gonna be a dude for a second, sorry people. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know what? For what it's worth, it's the fucking human body. There's nothing wrong with taking admiration in it.
Well, a hot, tall blonde that could scream, it just looks like that. Oh, yeah.
That's a package deal right there.
That'd be a good
For a
memory.
homeboy like you, he'd be set.
That's all I'm
He'd
saying.
be set, dude.
Listen, I want to be a guy. It's
I
like
come-
I'm obsessed
I
or
come
I'm
out
going to go
to
perved
California
out
and chill
about
with
it.
you and her and shit.
You know what I mean? But like, as a grown man, I reserve the right to be like, damn. You're like, yeah, but you know, I leave it at that.
Yo, it's like
I see girls walk by all the time, I'm just like,
every day,
damn.
Jay-Z wakes up every day and goes, damn.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I see it all the time. Girl walks by and I'm just like, damn,
Yeah.
I know I'm never going to have sex with her because no fucking way. Unless I really orchestrated some, like, bad sitcom lie shit. But I'm not willing to go there. So you just appreciate it as it walks by. It's like, wow, good for her. You're like, God bless the man who invented yoga pants.
Amen. God bless the natural fact that they're able to wear them in the freezing cold. I don't even know how that's humanly
Yeah, how do
possible.
you even claim that's warm?
I
Maybe they
don't-
really are. Maybe we're full of shit.
I'm not complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm not a perv either. I'm just saying, like, Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, you know, there's been
That
a lot
walks
of,
by, you're just like, yeah, how do you not look?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Not to mention, we've got some kissing up to do, because there's been a few decades of men basically just shitting on your ability to express yourselves how you want to. So, you know, ladies, just allow us to be courteous gentlemen to say, fuck yeah, you go. Wear some fucking yoga pants. Kick ass. If you like yoga pants, rock them motherfuckers. And then boots with the fur on the top and shit. Chicks look cute as fucking
Uggs,
man. I don't give a shit.
yeah, whatever. I really don't care either.
Maybe I just got
I really don't care.
Maybe I
Chicken
got a hug
sweatpants
fetish.
is sexy to me, so fuck it.
Maybe I just realized.
I really don't
I
focus
got a
on
hug
fashion
fetish.
too much. Either a chick's hot or she's not, in my opinion, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't
well-
really matter what she's wearing.
Yeah, shit.
You ever played a game when you go to like a place wear uniforms? It's like an ugly smock or something. It's like you gotta see that's the uniform.
Not to mention none of that.
Such a
yeah.
misogynist and douchebag
No, it's
right
so
now.
true. But not to mention, it gets worse. It gets worse.
It gets
we
worse.
love mindless self-indulgence.
If you really knew what went on in
But,
men's heads,
you
it
know-
would fucking terrify you.
Better yet, you've got a woman who you happen to find attractive in whatever your forte is, and there's a million different ways to analyze
Yeah, I'm a
that,
daydreamer, so yeah.
But then this woman who you find physically attractive steps forth and you engage a conversation, and out comes some kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Ba 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 ba.
I botched so many situations
You're
growing
just
up.
kind of like,
I've learned everything. Everything I know
that
is
bus
learned
gonna
from
come
trial
like,
and
I
error.
gotta get the fuck out of here.
I have moments on my record where it's like you look back and you still cringe and you're like, did I really fucking
Did
say
I sit
that?
through that conversation?
What the fuck was I thinking? But I learned from my mistakes.
No, I'm
way more
I'm
relaxed
saying the girl
now.
starts sounding like a sheep, bro.
No, I know, but I was saying is that's what I'm saying. I have so many botched those moments.
Yeah.
I've botched so many of those.
Oh, we gotta wake the computer back up. She's starting to fall asleep on us. There you go. Might as well hit control save too. Sweet. Yes, Ghetto Studios, motherfuckers. Gotta love it.
Actually, we're gonna take this brief moment and do an intermission really quick. So we're back. Yeah, when you're running on coffee and everything, there are downfalls. Sometimes you need a refill. Sometimes you gotta take a piss worse than when you drink too much beer. It comes out different ways. It's its own addiction, caffeine. I mean, it's Saturday night and we're drinking caffeine at like 12 something. It's 12:03.
3 essential C's.
Yeah, 3 essential C's. We would not elaborate any further for legal discourse reasons. But fuck it, we've already gone this far down the rabbit hole. We might as well continue to push forward.
The question is everybody excited about Nick Stock as much as I am?
Okay, I was honestly just thinking about it too. I'm not gonna lie, because all that could come to my mind about to talk about was all I can do is daydream about hanging out at something like an open music festival where I have access to cool things and enjoy myself for a night, just lose it, just get a reset, so to speak. I need one. I'm way fucking overdue. You need an outlet, people. And just because of my chosen habits, mine needs to be a particularly strong outlet, but it's a fun ride, if you know what I'm saying. I'm a great coach for beginners, not to sound cocky.
Excuse me.
Can't do anything with somebody's lungs, though. It's all good. But Nick Stock is a fucking good time. Beer is cheap. It's like $1.50. Or is it? Yeah, it's $1.50 for like the 32 ounce beer. And then it's like $1 refill if you hold onto the cup. It's ridiculous. Dude, you get so fucking hammered if you're not careful. So be careful if you go to Nick Stock, by the way. Be careful. Pace yourself. It can get hot out. There's a lot going on. There's a lot getting passed around.
This is coming from experienced people. I've seen hardened drinkers that are usual morning to night.
Hit the skids like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I've watched people like the train go off the tracks.
I've seen people just hit the ground while they're walking,
I've seen dudes
and we don't want,
spazzing.
bro, listen, we should stop there because we don't want to make it sound like a death trap.
No, it's not. It's not.
Just a warning
it's fucking
to those
great.
to those who are like, oh, I party harder than anybody else.
No, but the band's
just take
playing.
precaution, man.
Put it this way.
The sun is hot. It does dehydrate.
Just paint this picture,
drink
though.
some water,
Just paint this picture.
shit like
Saturday
that.
night, the real
Don't
main.
be a fucking dumbass when you party.
The main threat night, though, like Saturday night. You watch the bands and it closes with a big one, and then it'll be you this year, like it usually is. In some fashion, it will happen. You will be performing. But what I'm saying is that ends. Now you got some options. There's a shitload of people camping. There's different places to hang out. There's a full-blown rave basically going on.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want because it's till the sun comes up.
Yeah.
That is a fun fucking night. If you can't have fun there, you have a problem. I mean, if you're broke, it can be fucking a bitch because it's like a cock tease.
But
it's
even
like,
if
shit.
you are broke, it can be one of the funnest nights you never expected.
You can get lucky too, yeah. But I don't want to leave my shit to chance.
Right. No, I'd rather be prepared as well.
Yeah, I'd rather be prepared.
But I think what the essence of Nick Stock for me is a fucking place where
a bunch of cool ass people get together.
You can find the closest thing I've been able to find in the past 10 years, because I've done 20 of these fuckers, and it's a sense of freedom unlike anything I've ever felt. Now,
yeah, it's a different world for a night. Like you're not in like this area
you're not
anymore
in
for
society. You're not in You're not.
It's almost that same feeling you get from going on vacation when you're somewhere different.
You feel separated in every way.
You're gonna take some chances.
It becomes a new society because, like Cody was saying, on the evening times, everyone's got their own spot, their own shit. So when you travel around campsite to campsite after the bands are all done playing and there's a DJ playing and shit, there's this sense of like community happening in the night, in the mid of night, you know? And it's almost like we become our own society for one weekend, twice a year. And it's just this. It's an amazing feeling. Wouldn't you admit? It's
that's what I mean. I'm always there for the bands.
Separated.
And then whatever happens after that's free game. I mean, I've literally ended up. I'll leave out specifics.
Yeah.
But smoking that synthetic pot that was going on for a while, which is like smoking a Robo Trip.
Yeah.
And I was getting preachy, and I remember a bunch of people being around me, and I was like sitting in a chair. I was kind of up. It was like just a weird picture to paint. And then it was a great night. Like I had a lot of fun, but
we did
I was on a lot of different things.
That was a wild.
I came home the next day with a new like refreshed look at shit, and like it started a domino effect change in my life. It really did. Like last year's set off a chain of events, which led me to where I am now. Really, I can look at that as like the origin point.
Well, there's so much to be said for that about Next Stock.
I got my head straight.
The connections, you know, this is said about a lot of organizations, you know, people get together, gamers get together, you know, it's different stuff like that. It's the same idea. The networking that happens at Nick Stocks between the bands, that's really cool. A lot of bands from a lot of different, I mean, we have bands from California play, we have bands from up towards the city play, we have our friends from Baltimore sometimes come and play. You know, we really put a lot into Nick Stock, and what ends up happening is this like organic garden growth. You know, all these bands start rubbing elbows under the moonlight at fucking 3 a.m, and you know, a lot of ideas spawn up, and then next thing you know, so and so bands playing with so and so bands, and the same thing happens with the fans and the people that are just there as the patrons. You know, like Cody was just saying here, you know, our friends Lou and Kim, you know, those guys are, you know, some of the coolest people we know, and they became.
I met them there for the first time.
Through Nick Stock, right? Exactly. Yeah. Like through this experience, you know, has become friends with these people.
But for real, 3 a.m. walk around the grounds at 3 a.m. in Nick Stock. It's like you're in your own Hunter S. Thompson movie. It can be it can be outrageous. It can be weird. It can be fun. It can be just.
Yeah,
sporadic. It could be a million different things.
And you bump into some of the wildest people. I mean, we were just talking about this earlier today. Some of the conversations I've had at Nick Stock are just, I mean, you wouldn't believe them if I tried to explain to you what we were discussing, but some of the things these people would talk about, or, you know, various things that would come up. And I'm not saying it's all like an intellectual, you know, library stuff.
No.
We're talking deep drug philosophy. I'm not going to fuck around
whenever there's
here.
deep drugs being passed around, there's deep drug philosophy being found.
There's a lot of
I'm not saying everybody's like that, but there's some good,
on.
interesting things you could kind of stumble into because of the environment. I've had some cool conversations, and you know, just experience. I'm looking forward to it this year because I'm approaching it differently. And if I do it right, maybe I'll be a part of it.
That's my plan. I hope. That's my hopes. Yeah, I would love to see you get up there for a good fucking 10-minute run of what the fuck is up, motherfuckers, you know? And then kick off what I hope it will be my latest endeavors debut gig. You know, we're not gonna go into any details on that at the moment, but you know, it looks like Chemical Halo is suited to play Next Stock. We shall see.
I'll be there. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
Be there. I don't even know what'll be happening. I don't know. I always like being part of the crowd there is always interesting because you see it from a different perspective than I do. You're up on stage. I'm down there when you kick, like when Slander would kick in Rising for Revolution. I'm there when it fucking goes crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's something every entertainer wants, but can't.
But it's weird because I know you and I know you're up there.
Can never be.
If I see you, we get to nod. It's fucking cool.
Yeah. Oh, like we just talked about it. Without the audience, man, it's just. It's not saying it's not worth doing or pursuing, whether it's comedy or music or entertainment or whatever. It's just, man, the symbiotic relationship again between the audience and an entertainer is so special. I mean, every friend, every fan, if you want to use that word, every acquaintance I have in my life, I owe the majority of all of those wonderful relationships to being in bands or being an artist or, you know, being out there doing some kind of an entertainment stick on tour or whatever. And the reason I can say I know a lot of really cool motherfuckers is because I went out there and met those motherfuckers for myself, you know what I mean? Like,
see, for me, I have a different relationship to it, though, just by the nature of the beast, because as a person that was not a part of, like, the artistic production, right. I jumped into those waters operating based, like, really testing what I thought worked, or, like, thought would work for, you know, navigating this fucking environment, and it worked. Like, I'm not a dick, and I can just fucking float in something that's going on like that. I'm not hard to strike up a conversation with. I just hanging the fuck out. Mm-hmm. So I don't need to be babysat when I'm there. But that's tough to do, because that is like some Hunter S. Thompson reporting shit where you just have the balls to just head first walk into this, like, fuck it. Like, you know, I wandered around Elmira at 3 in the morning when I was 16. Why the fuck can't I do this?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been in areas where I can be stabbed and shit. Why the fuck would I care if I'm here? Or at least everybody's here just trying to have a good time or trying to sell me something. Oh, yeah.
Well, to some people, this sounds really depressing, but I found my personal salvation, if you will. When I say salvation, I mean my ability to kind of throw the weight off my back, if you will. That
yeah, you socially can just.
But I think what really did that for me, folks, is kind of depressing to some people. But it was when I realized that everything is going to die, everything decays. I think that's when, like, I broke through the other fucking side of the portal and went, well then, why not say yes to everything or do everything? It sounds cliche, I know, but fuck, man, I can't stop saying it enough. I want more people to feel that freedom that I have found. I want to spread it like wildfire, that liberation in my heart, where it has nothing
I would describe it more as wanting
to do with policy change, has nothing to do with law. Or
no, I'm talking about
it's an inner peace feeling where I have accepted some shit, and it's like, fuck yeah, and now I'm free to fucking do what the fuck I want when I want, and feel really happy about that, you know.
Yeah.
And you've helped me with that, Cody.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's what you want is for them to live that moment for the fullest. To really be aware of the importance of it. To really be aware of, like, what is actually transpiring in front of you and what's its possibilities are. And take it to a crazy fucking level. Let's do something that's never been done before. Let's prove that things can function in a way that are fucking crazy. I don't know, it's possible. If you just conduct yourself with a little etiquette and just hang out and have a good time and just talk, meet new people, don't scam nobody, don't rip nobody off, don't fight, don't do stupid shit. If you're an alpha male and you just want to slam, like, Budweiser and, like, start shit, just do that at a bar, bro. Don't go there. Like, nobody likes that guy. People put up with you.
The bar I hang out at.
The people that are around you are just putting up with you.
Bar.
You know what I mean? The people that are around that person just putting up with them. They don't fucking like them either.
Yeah.
It's always a fucking problem. That's just gotta get annoying. Why is there always gonna be a problem? It's stupid. It isn't. And I've been in situations where I don't see one all night, but you always hear a story about something going on somewhere.
Well, that yin-yang.
But that just shows my ability to navigate towards the right area and be like, yeah, I'm fucking smart enough to stay away from dumb shit.
Adaptation, self-accountability.
It always helps to set up a home base there too, somewhere you can go back and just chill.
That and the fact the world needs assholes, because without assholes, nice guys wouldn't fucking look any nicer than the average guy. Yeah. So perspective is everything. We have. I know I'm always harping on the yin and yang and all that, but
I just hate when like the alpha fucking aggro hammered dude is looking at me and I'm like, I'm so high, I'm like, I can't fucking fight you right now. I ain't even got the physical strength because my shit's like wet noodles because I'm tripping hard. And it's like, shit, I gotta think of something quick. You gotta be quick on your toes. Sometimes if you're funny, that'll bail you out. I've talked my way out of a lot of fights. Not because I'm a coward, just because I paid a lot for that buzz. I'm not gonna waste it. I'm logical. I'm pragmatic, people. I'm not.
I
There's not an
concur. I
air of
totally
superiority
agree.
to me avoiding conflict. I just like based on facts and information can just go.
That's
No,
fucking
seriously.
hilarious.
If it's within my choice to have a good night or get into a fist fight and bash my head off something, I'm just gonna swallow
Yeah.
my pride and get the fuck out of
It's funny because that's pretty much the way I've always looked at, like, you know, and it's gonna sound like a stereotype, you know, the dude with the hat sideways, and he's got his fucking shit on, like his shirt is half cuffed, and he's like, got his drink, and he's like, just got that look in his eye, like, yo, I'm about to just be an asshole.
it. Yo,
And, you know, I analyze it the same way you do. It's like, alright, I don't have any problem with this human being other than
he's probably gonna want
you're
to fight
gonna
me for no
fuck
fucking
up
reason.
my good time, aren't
yeah,
you? You're gonna
gonna
do
jack
something.
my buzz up.
And
Who
it's-
gave you that right? This is America,
and
god damn it.
Yeah, the worst part is it's not gonna have anything to do with me or my
It's
people
unpatriotic
at all.
to fuck other people's
But
buzzes up.
somehow your stupid alpha male idea of what cool is gonna totally ruin my semi-refrained, more logical approach to fun, and that's gonna piss me off. And when
Yeah.
I get angry, I get more angry because I don't like that I've become angry.
I know, I've seen you.
Ha ha.
I've seen you. I watched Brad get into it with a chick that was fresh out of prison, and I was laughing so hard I was crying. He looked at me, he's like, "Do you care?" I was like, "Do you really like?" I'm just a guy sitting here, and I like, as hard as I was laughing, let him know that I was like, "That's one for the record books." Just the whole situation was great.
It's just the shit coming out of her mouth was such.
So it's oh my
bullshit.
god.
I couldn't help myself,
I know.
folks. I'm bad. I'm an evil person, but I basically ripped into this girl for like 5 minutes, and I probably did some damage. I don't know, but
I just kind of shrugged my shoulders and let it happen.
yeah,
I'm no better.
I
I'm an enabler.
I couldn't help myself. And then,
Oh, the beautiful part was I got to wipe my hands clean of it and be like, "Hi, save me from having to say it."
but it was one of those fucked up moments where like I didn't even like know it had happened
Yeah.
until it was over, and I went, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
I just basically
Well, that
told
just came
that
out
chick
of me.
she's a fucking
And so it's
retard.
like, oh
you know,
shit, I
like,
said that out loud?
Sorry for the
I thought I was
PC.
thinking that.
Yeah, like,
Fuck.
oh fuck, yeah. I went on for like 5 minutes too. Oh boy, you know.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck. But
Maybe
whatever.
she'll shank me if she's there this year.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be another story. Hey, Tom Cody got stabbed in next time. Yeah, man, I'm fucking hardcore.
Hey, that DVD I'm gonna fucking make from your first performance ever. I'll benefit. So fuck you, Shank Cody. I'm gonna get a
Local
shirt.
comedians
I'm gonna
stabbed.
get a shirt made Shank Cody. I wanna get rich, bitch.
It's fucking
Yeah. And then you make a shirt that says Shank Brad. I won't get rich, bitch.
Yeah, right, man. I'm
No,
a
yo, when I
ghost.
say rich,
Good
bitch,
luck finding
yo,
me there.
fuck
I'll be
all
wandering
that.
around.
I don't want to give the wrong impression.
Yeah.
When I say rich, I mean rich and fucking good people around you and good fucking tidings and good energy.
I plan on making some kind of a living. You know, bills
Yeah.
gotta be paid.
What I mean by rich is the opposite of flipping burgers, just to sleep shit and flip more burgers.
Yeah.
Sorry to the burger flippers. I know that's the analogy I always go to. But I feel for you, man.
Well, then I always get
really
that
do.
question from females. Why don't you want to settle down? And it's like, because I have yet to meet a girl that'd be like down for going along this like evolutionary ride. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get with you and then enter a preset of actions that's not on the agenda right now. Actually, I got all this shit going on, and it's kind of like working. Would you like to come along for the ride instead of being like, no, now I'm in a dynamic of a relationship, so this is expected of me, and I'm supposed to take this logical step. No, that's not how relationships are ever going to survive. That's why the paradigm of relationships is in such like a fuck state. Who the fuck made the rules?
Well, I think fundamentally it goes against your philosophical beliefs as well, which is fluidity.
I have to look at my
You
partner
like
as an equal,
fluidity.
otherwise I can't do it with a good conscience, because I do have a conscience.
And,
I'm
you
not a
know,
sociopath.
I
But
get-
and that sounds like condescending, but it's like I've met women that I was like, holy shit, you're smart.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I was such a chicken shit because of where I was at like in
You'll
my
have
life.
that. Yeah.
Not where I am now. You know what I mean? That I
Yeah.
didn't act on certain things. So I know they exist. That's my point. Just like there's varying degrees of people. Like there's dudes that are assholes and the guy that'll hold the door open for you, fucking
Right. Yeah,
throw a coat on a
absolutely.
puddle, whatever
Yeah.
weird Hallmark moment you want to think
Yeah.
of.
stereotypes are bullshit. You know,
well, but we're all a stereotype or a cliche of some
exactly,
way.
and
We always
that's
fit the mold.
For the comic,
so just accept
for the
it.
comic relief.
Yeah, just accept it. I'm comfortable. I'm honest about who the fuck I am.
I love cripple jokes, and that's coming from a dude sitting in a fucking wheelchair, and I'm not bullshitting you folks. Give me a good cerebral palsy joke, and I'll fucking up you one, and I'll give you one better.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're all targets, because we're all kind of fucked in our own little ways. So by no means... You know,
I always want to be the guy that's like, if I'm standing there and the guy, somebody shows like malicious intent towards me, whereas it's like something verbally that's nasty or something, I can look at him like, really? Mm-hmm. And everybody that's with me kind of agrees with me because they're like, yeah, dude, he wasn't even being like that towards you. Yeah. Where the hell did that come from? So gross behavior gets pointed out and corrected socially.
And I think we get confused. There's a difference between
that's the stuff we need to reinforce in our groups, our social groups.
Yeah. And there's a big difference between satirical observations and downright just mean people being mean for mean's sake.
Yeah, it's different when I bust your balls versus when I'm really trying to be mean.
That's a whole different deal in public life, social life. And I think there's a healthy amount of ball busting between men, women, you know.
Yeah, it's healthy.
For us. It's healthy for us.
It's healthy as fuck.
Know? But I think in order
and
for
the more
healthy,
weird and perverse and abstract you can get with it, the better the relationship will be.
Yeah.
If you can really just throw down and talk some shit and laugh hard with your partner, you probably got a good one.
Absolutely.
I would assume that.
Yeah. Oh, I know that all well. Yep. And I love sparring with my lady.
Yeah.
I love when we can get into a good witty match and she can.
I feel terrible. From my personal history, women is fucking awful.
You know.
Yeah.
You've overheard a few of our jabby, funny fuck ups.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's good. It's healthy. It's funny. Especially when you can be really honest with it and it's not like fake. It's like it's really. Like if you're gonna go there, you really go there.
10 years will do that shit.
Exactly. You get comfortable with somebody.
Yep. So kudos to those who have and to those who have not. Kudos to the freedom to roam among the vast majority of human whatever you can imagine. Look it up on Google. There's one for you. Trust me. That's the wonderful world we live in today. If you think you're a freak, I doubt it. You'll probably find somebody else who's into whatever you're into out there, because there's really no way to hide anything.
Put it this way: if you're hearing this podcast and you can somehow make it to Nick Stock and you somehow run into me there and you're like, Cody, I'm a fan of the Slander podcast. I'm here because you recommended it. I guarantee you I'm gonna be stacked that night. We're gonna have fun. You're my new buddy. Because what I'm about is creating a large group that generates something that takes over. Because I want cool people to take over Nick Stock.
We're gonna have the best campsite.
Exactly.
At Nick Stock.
I see possibility and potential in Nick Stock.
At Nick Stock.
Because it's already there. It needs to be emphasized. I've met a ton of cool people that it's just nice to casually here and there and just. I'm not awkward or fucking mean or anything. Jesus Christ.
Fuck no, I wouldn't hang out.
If something funny happens, I'm in the crowd and I watch it happen. I look to the person next to me and I laugh and look at him, and you know what I mean. Like I'm not antisocial at all. It's one place where I'm not. And like when I'm walking down the mall, I'm like, oh, I fucking hate this place. But that's what I mean. I'm at Nick Stock. I like where I am, and that's when I can actually put on like a good fucking front where I'm like, yeah, I feel good.
It's great, and I don't know how many of you guys know what Cody looks like, because he does a pretty good job of keeping his identity kind of, you know, a little bit. It's there if you look, but it's not, you know. Anyway, I just want to say, with that being said, what's interesting for me is finding out how funny Cody really was, because on first observation, according to like stereotypes, you wouldn't think it, and then out comes some bullshit that you're like, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my favorite is like psychedelic out hippies that prejudge me because of how I dress or something instantly, and then I can just be like, I have no idea what like can of worms you just fucking open.
Take them off the guard.
Yeah, like you look at me now, you're like, oh shit, here we go.
Shit, I'm intimidated.
I've always been like that about certain issues. Like my little brother will say, whenever somebody used to talk shit about Marilyn Manson, he'd be like, oh, don't get him fucking going. Because I just shit all over you. You know what I mean? Yep. But like, I'm not doing it to be dominating. It'd be like, I'd do it in a way where I was like, I'll civil, I'll explain it. And I'd be like, you know.
Put it this way, at no fault of any of the instructors at CCC, I've seen this man single-handedly save a boring class. And with that being said, that's just where I've literally seen the instructor look to Cody for like, help. This is boring hell. None of these other little fucks have any idea of what we're trying to get at here.
Yeah, I'm trying not to talk to be so dominant, and he's like, my teacher provoked me and shit.
As you can see, we talk over each other all the time. Yeah, that's us in class. So when you have teachers looking at guys like us to talk, because otherwise it's just crickets, you gotta have a podcast, I guess. It makes sense, right? You know, fuck it.
Yeah, I don't...
Have columns in the paper, do shit like that, I guess.
Be outspoken. If I want to be outspoken, you know, I mean, if you're going to be crazy, you got to get paid for it. You got to do something with it. You got to channel that shit.
If you're paying for it and they're looking for you to do their job for them sometimes, and I say that with love because I'm talking about teachers that I respect who have allowed us the time to talk about things.
Education is in such a dismal state that half the class will not participate in any form, no matter how it's presented by the teacher. So they're fucking going to crickets. And as a student, you feel obligated to respond and interact because it just feels like the right thing to do. Right. And you know what? I'm going to try to make it interesting and like maybe rattle some of these silent fuckers. And I've literally took somebody that was in his philosophy class like to throw shit my way a little bit, and I corrected him a few times, and that kid stopped coming to class. That's how, for the jugular, I was like giving you spit the blood out of your mouth, Cody, sales pitch wise in those philosophy classes. Because what I wanted to do was take everything that was traditionally just being spoon fed out really quick and immediately just etch a sketch, shake the fuck out of it, and just start drawing madman conclusions. And my philosophy teacher at first didn't know how to take it, and then he sort of figured out how to rein me in, and I behaved a little more, but it was more like an explosion of, I have never been in an environment where that was encouraged.
Right, no, it's
and I went ape shit, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't know I had it in me, and then all of a sudden I was like, wow, oh, well, maybe I could use that.
And I want to make sure that I re-inject the fact that these are awesome fucking teachers we're referring to.
Yes.
That what we're trying to
brought
say
something
is...
right the fuck out of me.
What we're trying to say here is, in a nutshell, they've allowed us two gentlemen to speak our minds at a length which really would encourage some thoughts and some people.
We are the guys that make the class groan when we start talking. Like, just shut the fuck up. And I'm like, no. Fuck you! I'm not doing it.
You know what's better yet, and more kudos to the academic atmosphere, is I've seen that shit spread. I've seen our semester where Cody and I are probably the only two that'll raise any kind of
response or like any kind of thought,
and then all of a sudden
it,
within
without
2
just taking
3
it as
weeks,
fact.
You got this guy back here saying something, this guy over here starts talking more. Next thing you know, you've kind of opened the okayness. Or that was really bad English, forgive me, but you're opening the door for people to feel comfortable, like, oh, we can talk shit here and just bullshit about stuff. And once you instill that in somebody young, I love to hear, like, I have a young man who sits behind me in my current philosophy class now, and, our views are not on the same page, but he's brilliant for his age. I mean, I would dare say he's probably 20,
You can be
21.
smart in a field that's completely flawed.
And, he'll probably end up being a judge or some politician or something.
Scary thoughts.
He is a smart kid. I call him a kid.
This world is so back S-word.
Anyway, kudos to college. Oh, wait, the computer back up. She wants to take a nap.
No rest, bitch.
No rest for the wicked motherfucker.
Took a new pill. You're done when I'm done. Might be 8 hours from now. I'm just kidding, people. Certain people will get that reference. No, school is school. It's depressing, inspiring, all in the same thing. It's as cliche as you think it would be. But then again, I'm going to some lowly community college. That's not to discredit where I go. I shouldn't say lowly, but it is community college.
You make it.
I'm not doing some $100,000 a year shit. But like I said, I did years in the workforce before I came back to this place. And it's awesome because it's like I get to redo high school again. So there's like this public perception thing that's still emulated by these young kids that come in where they think they can dominate a class with their high school like sort of social dynamic. and there's enough of us older people because it's a community college. Just like you're all fucking retarded. Shut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you roll your eyes and you're like, and I just don't give a fuck. Because my high school experience was terrible.
Yeah.
I went to a superficial,
Mine too.
money-driven fucking
Fuck
place. I went to
high
Notre
school.
Dame. If you're from the Elmira area, you know where Notre Dame is. I went there. And I'm not talking shit about anybody specific because I'm not going to be like that. But I did not have a good time there. And a lot of you to this day, if my name got brought up, will probably try to talk shit or embarrass me because you're fucking childish. Now, a couple of you over the years as I've grown up, I've run into you and you've been cool. That's fine. But seriously, get the fuck over it. I'm not that guy. But I'm thankful for my time there in a way too because it made me who I am. But again, I don't have to love that experience. I can still say fuck that experience. But I have to accept cold hard facts of what's manipulated me into what I am.
Yeah. Hey, with that being said, will you allow this old man to get something off his chest in the same regard?
Yeah.
I get invited to my high school reunion, which I might have mentioned it before, but I'm getting up there in age, whatever. Fuck it. So I've got invited to a few of these high school reunions now, and I haven't gone to any of them. Fuck, I didn't even go to my own graduation. I had my diploma mailed to me, which didn't make my mother very happy, but anyway.
Yeah.
The point is, and again, I'm not going to pull anybody out personally or diss anybody, but I agree with you. I find it funny now that I've done, some bands, some touring, some production, and some other things, and meddled in our little society here in Elmira, New York. And if I'm out and about, I'll bump into, let's say, average jock, average cheerleader, average rich kid, average, prep boy.
Yeah.
And it goes immediately from at high school level, it was like I had fucking long ass hair and and got looked at like some kind of fucking weirdo. And I was like, yo, bro, you're the dude from King Snyder, right? And it's like, yeah, dude, are you still the fucking douche from high school?
Can you still blow me?
You know what I mean? It's like, I've been the cool guy since back then. You just fuck off,
I got no love for 95%
I'm sorry,
of the people that I
high
encountered in high
school
school.
can fucking suck balls.
I had no love for you.
And if you're a kid listening to this, I recommend try to finish, fucking get your goddamn diploma. Don't be a pussy. It's not a matter of liking it or not liking it. It's just a matter of fucking doing it because it's part of moving on in your life.
After my fucking high school experience, the fact that I felt any kind of self-confidence is a miracle in itself.
Because college is awesome.
Thank
and
God
I will
felt
say
backbone.
that. And you can't do college without the first shit. So do the public school shit, get it out of the way, suck it up. It's gonna suck.
I've come to
And
peace
if
with
you're
it so
a
much
fucking
now that I would
social
debate
outcast,
anything that could ever be
fucking
brought up
suck it
about
up.
me publicly and not be ashamed of it. Just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, like my life's been fucking weird and fucked up. That's the point. That's what I'm selling here, people.
I'll put it on the line. If you feel
Dysfunction.
awkward and you're in school, if you're a kid listening to this right now and you're in high school and you feel ostracized and like nobody fucking understands you, my contact info is on this fucking video. You can get a hold of me. Send me a fucking message.
Not me. I'm not doing suicide hotline
Well,
shit.
I'm not doing that either, and I'm not going to guarantee shit to any parents or anybody.
We are not professionals.
No, we are not. I do not have my degree.
No,
I am
no.
simply
What we should say is just hold out.
a
It gets
good
better.
person. I'm a good fucking person.
They don't need to
that's
reach
all.
out to us. All I got to do is hold on. It gets better. Just wait till high school's over. It gets way better. Because then you realize, oh, that was just high school.
Yeah.
And now I can be whatever the fuck I want. And then so it's just a game from there.
Thank you.
Just learn that lesson quicker.
Exactly.
It took me longer to learn it.
There,
With each generation, it should be learned quicker.
Now I don't have to type up 300 fucking replies.
Nobody was there to tell me, so I'm here to tell you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you just heard it from the horse's ass. It's good. It's good money. Stick it in there. Don't worry. The shit will too pass. If you feel like you are not one of the elite group, fuck them. Your life will be more colorful. Trust from a veteran.
Yeah.
I live and breathe, and I can tell you historically.
Your life won't be characterless.
Yes, my life is far from characterless, and you know why? Because I was.
Because there's an integrity to it.
I was the egg that was the
you're
different
actually
color
real.
in the carton.
You have substance.
Haha.
You're not sold on the lie completely.
If you're feeling kind of orange in a white world, be as bright orange as you can possibly fucking be. Go for it.
That's my biggest problem with the opposite sex. It's like, I gotta like see if they're even remotely near the wavelength. Because if I gotta like completely convince them that the whole thing's a lie, that's a motherfucker. That's probably a losing battle 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10. Because I've never had success so far, so what's to say that it's even possible for it to succeed? It's fucking ridiculous.
According to statistics, no, I'm just kidding. I go back to sociology.
Then again, I'm from a
That's
small
so
town. It might
wrong.
be a big city. Chicks that are fucking smart and awesome, and I'm fucking retarded and isolated and insulated and shit, whatever you want to say.
I still think it's fun to say on here. We're from Helmira, New York. And when you look it up, actually type HELLMIRA, comma, New York. It'll be really funny for you to be like, oh
no,
shit,
do you
they're
one
not
better.
lying.
One better. Look
We
up
should put
Elmira,
some
New York.
links up.
Look up Elmira, New York in the Urban Dictionary.
Nah.
And the one with the description of the college with it is us, and it's fucking amazing. It's really funny. It talks pretty good shit. So whoever wrote it was obviously probably from here or spent time here.
Oh boy.
I love the Elmira
That's
college
funny.
kids that are like, yo, you're a fucking townie. And I'm like, I may be a townie, but I'm not paying $30,000 a year to be in this fucking town. You're retarded, not me, sir. I didn't have a choice, you did. But that's how like our social dynamic works, essentially, because that's like leftover high school shit like we've been talking about. So, yeah, so that's how fuck shit is in this country. Socially so repressed and awkward and fucked up, and like you're taught to take it so seriously. It's like live or die, you hang on every moment. Oh, I can't take the embarrassment in school, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself or hang myself, or oh, I'm gonna come in and blast everybody away. How about you just take a deep breath, realize there's just dicks in the world, and then you gotta run into them. You know, if you're in high school and you feel ostracized, find pot. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Disclaimer: it's illegal. It's bad. If you live in a state though where it's legal, do what you do, okay? Because you need a big glass of chill the fuck out. It's not as bad as you think. I mean, things are bad. It's just you're focused on the wrong things.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's whenever I talk about changing perspective in life, I always say that no matter what, all these problems that I list that you're having from whatever you're viewing, those problems are just going to shift to something else. It's never going to not be a problem. You're still going to have shit to fret about. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But like, you know, at least you can be productive, and if it's in the right area, I mean, and you can do something about it. It means you're focused on the right things. Is my opinion.
Well, this might sound like a little hokey, but if you can get your head around this for real, if you're in that state of mind, gotta go in way in. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
And what it means and the definition behind going in, and there's a lot to be said for that. We could elaborate more and more on that stuff, but when you're in a place where you feel that sense, you've got to go so far in that then you can come out anew. And again, I preface by saying it sounds hokey. And I understand why it sounds hokey, because I'm talking about energy, and I'm talking about a state of mind. I'm talking about a sense of your own ego, a lot of other philosophical ideals behind those premises.
What you're talking about is tracking down origins of certain responses.
But if I could teach it or give it in a pill form to somebody who's, let's say, in that high school situation,
So you didn't
even
have to
an
go through a
adult,
bunch of terrifying experiences to learn the lesson.
we have, you know, let's get off the teenage kid who's crying at school for a minute, and let's talk about.
So he's 35
We have
and
some of our elderly who are in hellhole homes that we like to call care centers, where, I'm sorry, I know people personally who have worked in those care centers.
Oh yeah.
And that's not
Shit's
care.
gross.
These are our fucking past generation people, and we basically just kind of give them the bare minimum. When in prison now,
That's why I live
according
that-
to
that's
what
why I
I've
live
read,
that
you
long.
can get
Boom,
your
props
fucking
up.
college diploma now, not high school, folks.
Yeah.
Now in prison, you can get your college degree. This is news, and I've had some really good discussions
Yeah, but
with
you,
my
you
lady
should
about
also be able
this
to get a
one.
good thing of shrooms and a good conversation in prison
Getting
too.
high
You need to
school,
readjust your fucking
diploma's one
priorities.
thing, but man, if you're gonna be offering college degrees in prison, then you're gonna be asking a lot of people to start robbing banks and failing at it just to go to fucking prison to get a fucking college degree. Because guess what? If you're out here like Cody and I, you're going into debt every fucking semester, farther and farther, to try and survive.
I see the debt for
to
the
educate
illusion
yourself.
that it is.
I understand where you're coming from, but you know what kind of letter I just got in the mail the other day.
True.
Unfortunately, there is a system we're trapped in, and it is an economy, and it does really get factual for a minute, and you're like, oh shit.
I know, when you have certain things that you get into, yes.
Yeah.
For me, no.
I understand. And I'm not trying to harp on woe is me either,
Yeah.
or woe is anybody for that matter. It's just a sensibility of like, I find it where, you know, I really do want fair treatment for our prisoners to a certain extent, but what I want furthermore is less people being sent to prison for things that people shouldn't be locked away from our society for.
Yeah.
We have a problem with that, A. Murderers, yes. Child touchers, yes. Rapists, of course. You know, it's not a very long list of people who should be behind bars away from the rest of us so we can live civilly.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our fucking prison system is clogged with people who don't belong behind bars, separated from their children, wives, family, etc., when they could be out here actually part of our society and helping us.
So, kudos of the fucking drug
But now we're
war.
But now we're going to offer everyone to be able to get a college degree, probably because we have a bunch of professors who are out of jobs because colleges don't have funding to pay them. So now professors are being offered jobs at prisons instead of colleges, and therefore it's a big giant financial.
No, what's
report.
happening
And it's
is the whole
probably all
system's
a big
collapsing, like I
fucking
said. So
bunch
what's
of
happening
bullshit.
now is there's a flood of degrees into the system. Having a college degree now means less than it did 30 years ago, because of like how many people have it and its effectiveness. See, the whole system is like designed like a currency form thing. It's fucking fucked. It's just
the ball.
It's just toilet paper. It's
Which
fucking
cup is the
fucked.
ball under, Cody?
What?
You got 3 cups and 1 ball. Which fucking cup is the ball under?
Yeah.
After fucking 1,000 years of shifting the ball underneath the cups.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it how many years, centuries, decade, you know, whatever. How much time has passed where that illusionary truth has been just shuffled around underneath cups until we're left with like a what the fuck and how the fuck and why the fuck.
Listen, I'm not a fan of the fact that I have to wake up tomorrow and like grind through another day working towards a goal. I need a good experience in my life right now. I need something fun. I've been dealing with so much of the serious like blah side of it for so long that you do really, like we were joking about the other night, like what the fuck happened to fun? It's like I need to have fun for a night, and it's like I haven't had that in forever. I mean, I have fun doing these, and this is about as close as it gets for me. That's really the truth right now. That's how sad this area has gotten. Now, I may just be fucking sheltered and not have met some cool people that are on here, but you know, the odds, whatever. I'm going to keep pushing forward and see what happens, but don't get me wrong, I'm not getting all depressed. I'm saying it's like, it's just, I get the grind gets to you, but you have to hope that the grind is in cause of something. Like, it's for the cause, so to speak. For those glorious moments of like, exceptionalness of your night or your day or your perception or what it was all for, or that moment of realization when you've reached another level and it snuck right the fuck up on you.
Yeah, and that's why it's always comforting to go back to the here and now, man. Oh boy, it's gotten me through some really rough times lately. Just shedding the fucking past, because what the fuck can you do? And just it's like we harped on this. It's probably gonna sound a little repetitive, but the muscle memory, working the muscle, the resistance to try and think of what's coming next, instead of just allowing things to come to you as you're working toward things you desire, if you will, or being the thing you desire. I find that even more fascinating. I find the more that I act like I like life to be, the more life around my general circle is acting like
it starts panning out that way.
It starts mimicking me.
And that's what I've noticed lately too, and it's been nice.
Call that the shed.
It's encouraging anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
does so much for your
something.
environment.
It's like it's
child's
a minimalist
environment
result,
and beyond.
but it's something. You're seeing something from the initial action of it, and like that's what I mean. You gotta claw your way to where you want to be, one fucking inch at a time, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
That's
You
why-
don't want to fucking do it, but you gotta get out of bed when you gotta get out of bed. You gotta walk that fucking 3 miles to get to a store if you gotta get to a store. You gotta go to class and you only gotta wait one way there. Do what I did the other night. I went to my class and I had to walk like a mile and a half back in like snow covered, water drenched bullshit. But I did it, and you know what? Felt fucking good after. I changed my socks when I got back. Big fucking deal. I'll live. You know? But I went to class. I put my time in. I'm doing what I gotta do. And I felt better about myself and didn't beat myself up as hard about shit.
Truth be told, man, I'm taking a math class this semester, and it's difficult, to say the least. At least for me, and I consider myself a fairly intellectual person. And you know what, though? I have to suck up my pride. And if I have to go to the fucking math lounge, or if I have to get on the fucking internet and spend extra time on this shit, then so fucking be it. And that's the point, I think.
Yeah, you gotta put in the
like,
fucking time. You're gonna
like,
do what you
I'm not
gotta
gonna
do.
have my shame get in my way, because fuck shame.
No,
I'm not
that's
gonna have
weakness.
my pride get in the way, because fuck pride. I'm gonna allow myself to use logic and say I need to allot this amount of time to get my shit together, to organize my brain around this mathematic equation.
You do what works for you.
And then
There are
do
no
it.
fucking
Right.
rules. Just get it done.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here going, hey kids, do your fucking homework. I'm saying for me personally, it's the same thing as we want to use the Rocky reference that we used the other night. Perhaps. You know, when
It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit
That's
and keep
fucking
moving
right.
forward.
Exactly.
How much you can take and
Yes.
keep moving forward.
Go Rocky.
Yeah. Not me or you is anybody. Not me or you is gonna get. And nobody's gonna get hit as hard as life hits or some shit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's a fucking good little thing though. So the most recent one, and it's kind of a really depressing Rocky, but it's a way better ending to the Rocky franchise than 5 was, because 5 was a fucking travesty. And I'm sorry, I grew up watching Rocky. I got a soft spot for it. I know it's corny, but it's corny in my childhood corny way.
Everyone has theirs, and if they don't, they're lying, just like they're
Yeah,
lying about touching
the stuff
their
you're nostalgic with,
fucking
it's
goodies when they
unavoidable.
want a jolly. That was my most friendliest, kid-friendly way of saying that. I'm out.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna hope we could take another intermission, perhaps, because I am. Cody was gesturing here for a beverage, but both my coffee and my ginger ale are empty, and so I want to go out to the lounge area and get something to drink. If you are cool with pausing for a second.
Yeah, we can pause for a second.
All
We will
right.
be right back, people.
Thanks, dude.
Back again. That was actually a very quick one. But again, drinks.
Coffee.
Cottonmouth is a
Coffee.
motherfucker. We smoke a lot of cigarettes, people. Sorry. No, it's a nasty habit. But you know, all the like crazy manic writers and shit always had cigarettes. Even Stephen King, Hunter S. Thompson, all that motherfuckers. Smoke. You know what? Will it kill me? Yeah. Spare me the after school special, people.
Guess what? I ain't looking to live forever.
I am life is so important because I know what I'm talking about because I believe in my monkey perception. My narrow pinhole view of the universe must be the end-all be-all of understanding because I cannot question myself because of ego drives. Yeah. Shit I think about people. You don't even know. I can't tell sometimes. Listen, people, the pseudo people that talk down, I'm against them too, don't worry. I'm against all this fuckery bullshit. Things that are subverted for egotistical reasons. Everything's subverted for an egotistical reason. It's just, can you line that up with the common good? And I think it's possible. because it's kind of common sense based shit. So you just sort of arrive at conclusions, and then you are where you are. And anybody that gets outside of that narrative, they're just getting you outside the pocket. It's like when you argue with somebody, and they're trying to get you off topic because you're winning the argument. You know, that's what people do. Distractions. It's like arguing 101 for fucking morons. Come on, people. It's always, you know, here, look at this shiny thing while we fuck you over here. Story as old as time.
Yeah.
Keep the fucking people placated.
I give my boy Seth Kelly a lot of credit throughout the years. Whenever the band would get overzealous, you know, about certain things, you know, he had like a metaphor about chasing this golden carrot, and you know, it really makes a lot of sense. You know, you get this thing in your mind's eye, and I'm not saying it's a healthy thing to get an idea and chase it. But there's a dirty, muddy side path there that you become a slave to it. It flips on you. You're no longer the enjoyer of your creation. You are a slave to your creation, and I think that's what Seth was. That's
what they talk about with Hunter Thompson, how he kind of became a slave. He became a slave to the caricature of himself that was represented in his work. Currently,
you're constantly looking for the next best thing. It's not healthy to a certain degree to obsess at that level.
No.
It moves too past the now.
I go through my manic phases, though. I'm no better than most. I have impulses, people.
Great ideas are spawned from impulses. Why not?
Sometimes it takes a little chaos and destruction to get what you need.
But if you get hung up running too long for the wrong thing, it takes a while to get back sometimes.
Oh yeah, well, when you really fucking just botch a situation, it's no one's fault but your own, you know.
Bouncing back.
You agree to certain rules when you enter certain situations.
I will say that much, as far as my experience is concerned. Bouncing back to the path you were once on is a possibility. I've done it several times myself. I've felt myself physically leap from one type of reality to another, and I don't mean that in some weird abducted by aliens sort of way, but I mean it like I felt myself make a shift to another type of reality is the best word I can use, and it was based on some decisions I've made and some changes that were very subtle, but the subtlety in what they were and the changes that they were produced a absolutely different reality than I was at before. And I think the more people can understand the possibility of that, the better off, because we have a depression problem, I think.
I've accepted that whatever is happening.
I think that's a lot of the key of it.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is, like, I've accepted what my reality is and what's happening to me. There's always this notion of disbelief. Like, there's a part of me that's always like, I can't believe this is fucking happening. Is this really happening right now? Is this really my life?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just
the shocker.
Never. Yeah. There's always like this awe to it. It's like
it feels Christ. Like the shocker. At least what I imagine the shocker feels like. I don't have that many orifices. You'd have to ask the other half of my genome.
You know.
What's a shocker, Dad?
What's a shocker?
Oh shit. Oh, so any of you are getting shocked right now? Fucking A, man.
Yeah, this is totally a panty dropper kind of podcast. So
yeah.
If I was gonna try to pull a shocker on a chick, I'd put on this podcast. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's get weird.
Yeah.
Let's get uncomfortable. Let's find out what she's into. How you guys doing still? You still there? Till we lose you.
Do you like stuffed animals? Is that your thing? Yeah, I can buy those. That's cool. Oh, that's what you do with them? Awesome. Oh, you like this? You like that? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm into that. I can be into that.
Everybody's got to drift sexual, right?
Why not, man? Fucking get weird, like you said.
Yeah, right.
Fucking A, man.
That's what psychedelics and sex are for.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just say that out loud?
Oh, man.
Oh.
That's a match made in heaven right there.
Yeah, why would we want to do something that is fucking amazing? But both parties got to be into it and cool and chilled out. Otherwise, it could be weird, awkward, and horrible. it's got to be the right conditions. You know what I'm saying?
I could be wrong, but I believe I read a report.
It's like taking the
recently
sailboat
that said
out. You got to make
something-
sure it's a good day.
Something in the regards that women who are high on marijuana experience, or they claim that their orgasm experience is better on marijuana.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, it's just I know it's just these funny statistics that come out and go, well, duh, yeah. No wonder.
I mean, have you ever done anything on weed? It's just
No wonder some things
more
haven't
fun,
changed
doesn't
since
suck
I
as
was
much.
14. You know?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We're not advocating anything, people. We're just stating facts.
Yeah, we're just stating statistics here. They're proven that.
Things we have read, because we're informed gentlemen.
Yeah.
We keep our eye on
You
things.
don't have to call some 1-800 number.
They do
to order
not necessarily
some shit to
reflect
make
the
sex
opinions
better.
or
This shit
uses that
grows
we
everywhere.
choose to participate in.
You need enhancement in your sex life?
I need a legal
That shit's
translator
a
here.
weed. Get a weed whacker.
Do we whack?
Get a weed whacker and
Weed
enhance
whacker.
your sex
I need a
life.
Saul Goodman. So if I ever get any sleazy lawyer fans, man, hit me the fuck up.
Get it? Weed whacker? Haha. Yeah.
Well, listen, I think we've really stretched this to stretching's sake.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm about.
I've had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
It's been a long fucking day.
Yep. We're coming to, I think we're in the morning hours at this point.
Yep. Looks like another long night ahead of me getting this ready to put up. But as always, follow us on Twitter, Twatter, whatever the fuck.
Twat the
Please-
shit out of me.
Please leave some goddamn comments. Do something. I want to feel engaged. I'm anxious to get going and see if this does anything. It's so
Take no
presumptuous for me
shit.
to demand anything right now. I understand that, trust me. But until the next time, you know, be easy. Fuck bullshit. Don't put up with anything that's not worth your time.
Thanks for having me.
You know, get laid if you can. Behave, kids.